So, before we start today, quick trauma dump. Yeah, 35-degree heat where I am. And I'm sat here under studio lighting with my head enclosed in cotton, encased. The things I do for you. I feel as if I've just stepped into the depths of hell. It's critically hot, pyrocritical, if you ask me. But now we got that out of the way. Welcome to Britain in a nutshell, where we sit as a family and put ourselves through absolute psychological warfare for a cheap laugh.
Major breaking news tonight in Northampton as a fire has broken out on Bridge Street. The public are being advised to stay away from the area for the rest of the evening.
POV, you accidentally just left your oven on and caused a fire, so you quickly put together a quick news report to throw people off the scent. They filmed this on a pregnancy test as well, by the way.
Multiple emergency services are on the scene, including fire trucks and ambulances. We will wait for more news and update you as the news comes out tonight.
Also, it seems you posted this many weeks ago. Where is the update, lil bro?
Major breaking news tonight in Northampton.
It's about half-hearted, I must say. I'm sure bro is a very, very great guy. It's harmless. And we wouldn't have known about this very specific fire if it wasn't for my man. So you know what? Big up you, twin. Because let's be honest, in the grand scheme of what gets uploaded to the internet, specifically in the UK, daily, a geezer playing BBC News in a football kit is actually a breath of fresh air. Let's be real. But the other people we're looking at today, more like a breath of stool. Absolute liabilities, some of them. Why do they post for the sake of posting?
So, my second tip, which I do, and it's a simple one, but just showing up, improving time after time. There you go. Nothing major, but just show up, stick at it, and you'll be fine. See you in the next one.
That there is how we're starting today. A simple one as well, apparently, by the way.
And it's a simple one.
Doesn't seem very simple to me, if that's all I've got to go by.
But just showing up, improving time after time.
Show up where? Prove what? You know, show up where and prove what? Yeah, you know, and what does the jumper say? Little clueless, more like, to be honest. Good Lord. So, on to our next offerings. Thank you very much.
Yes, I believed I was a paedophile. Yes, I thought I was going to commit a murder. And yes, I've had incest thoughts. Does that make me a bad person? Absolutely not.
I'd forgotten quite where we was going with this. It's a bit of a sensitive topic. In fact, it's a very sensitive topic, which kind of what makes the whole thing a bit strange.
I was suffering with a mental health disorder, a severe mental health disorder, OCD, and I got through it. I come out the other side, but my faults don't define me as a person. It doesn't stop me from being the best mum to my girls. It doesn't stop me from being there for my family and friends. It don't stop me from living my best life.
This level of obliviousness must be studied. What this lady is actually talking about here is truly a real thing, you know? And I can't begin to imagine how horrific that would be. Your own brain seemingly at war with you. None of us, unless going through it, can understand quite how bad that really is. But sitting there waffling to the internet about this is absolutely never going to help you. And I think you know that. I don't know why I think she knows that. I'd imagine this lady's not watching my content.
I'm talking about the journey I've been on to help people with OCD understand that they're not alone. You are not alone.
Well, yeah. Does this lady genuinely think that this is going to help raise awareness for this, form of OCD? Or is she just trying to farm engagement at this point? Because starting a video with this is crazy.
Yes, I believed I was a paedophile.
You didn't have to start that you didn't have to open with that. Diabolical, to say the least. Talk about drawing the short straw as well. Ends up with this rare, crippling form of OCD. And now, 70% of the UK think she's a bloody Adobe PDF document because she can't stop oversharing. I'm kind of doing God's work out here, though, explaining this to some people. Because I actually looked into the condition, So if anybody is to say if this video does pretty well, people might see her content going into it with a little bit more understanding. But yeah, while she's on the timeline trying to normalize a psychological medical emergency, we need to swing the spotlight back over to the deep end, because our next candidate isn't suffering with any form of disorder here. Well, They're just a fully blown, diagnosed Karen.
I do take a little bit of offence when I get to the night window and the customer asks if I've been asleep because it's taken me 6 seconds to get to the window when I've been cleaning the boys' toilets and mopping the floor and cooking.
They could have said a lot worse. Trust me on that one. But yeah, so many questions already. The list is endless. Being a super offended person and wearing those glasses is mad, first of all. That's just asking for trouble. And hold on. Let me just get my nitpicking hat on. Oh, this is turning into a fucking rigmarole, bruv. Nitpicking hat at your service. She's wearing a Shell garage fleece. What is this woman cooking?
When I've been cleaning the boys' toilets and mopping the floor and cooking.
Working at a petrol station on the night shift. What is she cooking? You know? Her barber be cooking, though. Jeez. Fade looking good, gang. Right, anyway, I think it's time for a palate cleanser. You know, don't be thinking I'm going anywhere without cleansing your palates. Still a question of why would you post this? But a palate cleanser nonetheless.
I'm on fire at all.
Right, first of all, this was definitely his idea. 100%. I literally put my life savings on it. This was definitely his idea. Look at the smug face on it. Huffing and puffing like he just performed an hour dance routine at a Royal Albert Hall. In reality, he just did a fully loaded Fortnite emote with his cousins as a wedding entrance. He haven't spoke to him in 5 years either, by the way. And he wonders why. If I was a bride, a female, and I got any kind of glimpse that this was what was going on, I would fuck off far away, far and wide. 7 Seas, diabolical. But I hope the wedding went well. I just think you're supposed to be trying to look good, especially, you know, it's your wedding day. If you don't try to look, you know, half respectable and less of a doofus on your bloody wedding day, I can't begin to imagine what's going on around the Sunday dinner. So yeah, with that being said, that's more than enough for today. Please, of course, don't go sending any hate to anyone or anything like that featured in today's video. Not that you will, but please don't. That is a ridiculous thing to do. But as always, shout out to our YouTube gang, Yola gang, High Rollers and the members. The first 3, Lord Washington, the first. We got Dean Lauder, and we got Terra Firm, you know, My Gangsters, the 3 Musketeers. Merch store, now live, like I said the other week. Big changes to it right now. Big changes to it. Go check out the artwork right now. Big up my guy, Usama. Yeah, bro went mad on the graphic. Looks crazy. We got hats there now and T-shirts, obviously, to match the weather and them sorts of things there, you know. Blunt Gang dot store, head straight over there. The links will be in the description anyway, of course. The hype button, you know, we unlocked that a couple weeks ago. It really, really helps, and it means a lot if you can, you know, show your support on the hype button as well. So yeah, you guys are legendary. Do you understand? Each and every single one of you specifically, are honestly, yeah, unfathomable. So back to the now. Quite literally, that is all I can handle for today. If you enjoyed looking at the absolute state of the timeline this week, drop a like. As always, make yourself known in the comments. Like I said, the hype button, new edition. And before I forget, do make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well, so that we can form a team, so that we can coordinate together and liaise to work out where on earth we have to show up to and what we have to prove.
But just showing up, improving time after time.
Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your patience.
See you in the next one.
Beat